Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stay Gamers, and welcome. So today I want to talk to you about a quite legendary little ship of mine, one that started out in my survival series, and you've probably seen it countless times in my videos, and that is of course Henry, all the way from the Henry Mark I to the special variants that have plenty of cannons and a lot of auxiliary engines. Now, if you do remember back to the first little episode where we introduced the Henry, this was him in his finished state, and it was a really good little ship indeed, and this is why I wanted to release this little pack showing you all the variants, as well as talk about where my ideas came for some of the upgrades, as well as why I had to do them. Now, the first idea was to make a really compact, small fighter that I could store in a small area and not require too much maintenance, and if I had to rip it open I could gain access quite fast. I also thought about protection. Originally I was going to add countermeasures. You can see we've got some countermeasure dispensers in here, disperse steel plates and other moving things to distract turrets, and we've also got heavy armor here to prevent rockets or even just like small machine gun fire penetrating into the hull, going straight through, taking out reactors and them key parts. We've also got the same here at the front of the cockpit and on the top, just to help add that little bit of extra armor. We've also got 3 Gatling guns and the standard 2 rocket pods. Now, if you're waiting for the next episode of Survival, we're currently working on the Season 2 big finale, and we've got a lot of exciting little bits planned, so you're going to have to stay patient, and hopefully we're going to get it out sometime this week or the next one. But I have to say, it's quite a crazy one. Now, moving on to the second version of Henry, this was a small upgrade with the introduction of this cockpit now being a permanent part of the game a few months ago. I decided that I would try it out. I also wanted to try out the reloadable rocket launcher due to it being reloadable. Obviously the problem with this is you can only fire 1 rocket at a time between rounds, and the original Henry had 2 rocket pods underneath, so it was quite rapid fire. And I've also lost the advantage of the 2 rocket pods underneath. I could probably add them back in, and that's what I ended up doing on the later variants, as I needed to take this off. It wasn't worth the time. The reloading was alright, but it just didn't add too much to the effect. But the slope of the Henry started to merge out and look a little bit better. You can also notice that its tail section's a bit longer as well, and we've completely scratched the countermeasure system. I just left this one on as just a pure reminder. I needed to add some extra bits on and actually pan this part a bit out at the back. Now, moving on to the next variant of Henry, after testing out some of the content and some of the sort of ideas on the previous one, I decided that I needed to re-add these rocket launchers underneath. But the problem with this one is I didn't actually add the rocket launchers, or the machine guns you could say, on the side, so we've only got 1 Gatling gun, because my plan was that since the rocket launchers were supposed to be fixed, I was expecting them to be a lot more devastating. Sadly they weren't, and I had to take it to a further level of development. Now I move on to this. Now, Sage introduced his industrial thruster, and since we've been playing against that, I needed something to originally compete with it. And I decided that we'd double up the engine cells. So we've actually reversed the engine cells and placed them upside down. You can actually see from the original design a much more blocky engine to this much more sloped sort of design. We've also got 2 Gatling guns on both sides and a singular rocket launcher, due to me no longer trusting the rocket launchers at all. Now, this is very fast off the mark and very fast to stop as well. Now, the only problem that I've really noticed with this variant is that its problem with the engine being so bulky and so large, it needs a lot of power, so I had to upgrade the actual power pack with inside him. Now, moving on, we've got the special variant of the Henry. Now, this was released when the sniper modification came out, and I wanted something that could really pack a punch, and this thing absolutely devastates anything it comes up against. And in our small sniper battle, we tried to go against Sage's machine of death, and it did pretty well. It did its best to try to compete with that thing. I've also added Sage's industrial thrusters on, because I couldn't compete with the power output they actually gave, so instead of just beating him, I decided to join him. And you've got these engine bays now stuck right on the back, ready to rock. So today I just wanted to show you a few of the Henry sort of episodes, or I should say versions of the Henry more like, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to the next survival episode, the big season finale, and I'll see you next time.